All right, I think this is happening now, but I'm gonna. All right, I think this is happening now. Okay. Where's Zoom? Lost Zoom. All right, here we are. Okay, great. So, why don't we quickly say how you feel after the last one? Like, it took me a while to kind of do a little process around it. I kind of just wanted to forget it and then kind of see how I felt. Well, I felt really good actually. I felt a lot more positive after. I felt so I'm talking about the one that we did last time, which was a couple of weeks ago, where it was blind and then we explored, the truth of our existence and all that, right? And anyway, so yeah, after that I felt uplifted and it lasted quite a few days and I still feel pretty good overall. I don't feel as crushed, I guess, or oppressed as I was. I guess that. So what about you, Vero?
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, everyone. Nice to see everyone. Um, like right after, I felt very empowered and encouraged, and then just like more curiosity, more like curious around my veneration, like with my ancestors, but also like the seven generations forward, and just contemplating that like in my heart. And it didn't feel as heavy, but I did feel some grief come up in the last couple of days.
All right, great.
A release.
Okay, great. Thank you. And just side note, you have young child, you have a son, right? How old's your son now?
6, almost 7.
Okay. Kind of same as yours, right, Eloisa? Your kid
Mhm.
at the same
Yeah,
age?
yeah, ours is 7, almost 8.
Almost eight.
Mhm.
Okay, great. And a boy too, yeah? That's so great. Because Vera represented the future generations, remember last when we did it? All right. Bridget, you were representing the us as food, which is really like the victim consciousness, that's how I see that as the host of a parasitical energy or whatever. But essentially, it's like a victim aspect of us. So, how do you feel after? How did you feel afterwards?
I felt good. I mean, yeah, I wasn't feeling horribly oppressed before it though. I've been feeling I think I just continue to feel lighter and more empowered. So I felt good. Yeah, I still
Okay.
feel
Okay, great. And Fabiana, thank you, Bridget. Fabiana was the powerful creator, that aspect of us that is the creator, that is powerful. And go ahead, Fabiana. How did you feel after?
I felt great. I felt good, and I felt also like less like more certain that this is not just my imagination or anything like that, because I didn't join any groups about these ideas, or I just felt it within me since I was a child. So, yeah, more certainty, like, oh no, I'm not crazy and this is not my imagination, because I started to share this in my 50, like 2 or 3 during the pandemic. But before that, I never talked to anybody about it because I was afraid.
You're afraid?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks. Thanks for sharing that. And so you felt great after, you said, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I felt great. I felt really good. But my character again was the powerful creator. So I keep carrying that. I couldn't shake it out. So
Yeah.
it was good.
Okay, great. Yeah. And Aloisa, what about you?
I felt really good too. I think I felt more empowered. I represented the animal
That's
kingdom.
right. Yeah.
So I just got even more curious, you know, with the animal things, and then I'm in an animal soul channeling class right now. Um, it just, I think, like Vero said, it made me more curious, and also feeling more empowered, and like a mix of empowered and more curious, you know, wanting to go deeper. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. And Anderson, did you get a chance to watch? Hold on, Fabiana. Did you get a chance to watch what we did?
Unfortunately, no, Sarah.
Okay. Did you hear about it? Anything? Or?
Lisa briefed me a little, what happens, and I'm I'm very curious about it. I never did, so I just want to experience it with you.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. So based on the fact that the group has reduced by half, which is fine, that's how the way things go. But my idea was to continue with the roles that you were in, all right? To continue. And then I wanted to bring in a couple more roles. And so I had a couple ideas. I've been writing a book, and I did a segment on soul retrievals. And that happens a lot in constellation work that I do. So it's basically integrating the traumatized parts that have been fragmented, and then integrating it into the present person. Or hold on, I'm just going to mute you guys. Hold on a sec. Okay. So I'm writing about this, right? And I'm very aware of this brainwashing, if you want to call it brainwashing, mind control. I'm very aware of that. And especially trauma-based mind control, which is basically the person is traumatized severely, like the most horrific things. Usually it's aimed at breaking the heart. And it's aimed at very small children. When you're very small, it has much more of an effect, which the ultimate goal is that you're compliant and you follow orders and you do what you're told, right? So one of the ways they do it is like get a kid a puppy, and then they kill the puppy in front of it. It's the most horrible things you can think of, right? To break the kid down, to break the heart, right? And so the way that the person copes with that is they split, right? They leave their body essentially, and then that part of them goes into hiding, or in the trauma-based mind control programs, they call these alters, and so they're different personalities, and then those personalities get programmed to do specific things, right? Like be a pop star, or be an assassin, or be a politician. All right. So I don't know if you know anything about this, but it's all documented. I'm not making this up, right? And it comes into my work because I do soul retrievals a lot, right? And it's not only, it happens organically too. It's not always intentional, but there are programs out there where they intentionally do that to people, and it's usually generational. All right, it's usually bloodlines, it's usually secret societies, whatever, right? But anyway, my point is that it happens on a collective level also. All right, so the principle of traumatizing us so that we become compliant. All right, we just went through that. I'm not going to say it because I want, what I'm talking about. We went through that on a massive scale, on a global scale, on worldwide. Let's say worldwide, not global, worldwide. And the ways that is done is like, for instance, when JFK got murdered, live on television, that was in 1963. That was an American event that happened, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. When JFK got shot, he was in the convertible. It was all televised, and then he takes a bullet to his head, right? that everybody saw that, children, you know, people, and he was a very popular president, right? So do you think that's traumatizing on the collective level? Yeah, it is. It is. Then you had Lady Di, right? So Lady Diana was a princess in England. I'm from England. I was fully aware of her. She was well liked by the people. I'm neutral. I don't care about the royal family actually, but anyway, she was well liked. She died in a car accident in a tunnel in Paris, and all you see on the news is the crumpled car, you know, where she was crushed or whatever, right? So you don't see her body, but you see this image of this is what happened to her again and again. The same with the Kennedy thing, like again and again. So that's another mind control technique, is repeatedness, like repeat it all the time, right? Drive it in. And I was in England at the time, just after that happened with Lady Di, and I was in London, and I was near Kensington Park, and that's kind of where she used to live. And the streets were like deep in flowers. I mean, there were flowers everywhere. There were notes. There was pictures of her. All of these, you know, tributes to her, and people were crying on the streets. I mean, people were weeping, you know. I was like, oh my God, it's crazy, right? Because I live here, I was there. That was another massive trauma, and that was a heartbreak trauma. That, like, people loved her, right? So let's break people's hearts, you know. Let's drive it home. So what I'm saying is, collectively, we are subjected to non-stop traumas. And, you know, we just went through another one with the fires in Los Angeles. You don't think that was traumatizing? That, I know that was traumatizing, because I have friends who lost everything, you know. And you see it on the news, you see it in the media, and there's all this fear around it, you know, like, and how does it make you feel? Terrified, right? Terrified. And when you're constantly terrified, you're easily to manipulate. It's easy to manipulate you in that sense. Okay. So what I'm saying is, we're bombarded collectively with traumatic things, and never tell you anything nice, do they? Never tell you anything nice. Yeah. It's always something terrible is going to happen, or something terrible happened now, or we've got all the air crashes, right? Suddenly we're seeing air crashes every day, right? And it's intentional. It is intentional. I know it is. I mean, it's obvious to me. I don't know, but because once you understand, you know, this way of manipulate, of mind control, and it's all MK Ultra is all documented what they did. They also used drugs, right? Hypnotism, drugs, sleep deprivation, electricity, you know, when they put electrodes to the head and all that, and tasers, they tase people, you know, kids, to torture them, right? And then also, you know, you have frequencies as well, which are invisible, all right? And we're subjected to frequencies. We are, you know, and it's invisible. And that creates a response in us, okay? So I'm just saying all this. So what I thought was, why not do a collective soul retrieval? All right? Why not do the same technique that I would do one-on-one, where the resourced part, which would be the powerful creator, because that came through really strong in the last one we did, was the powerful creator was the only one who didn't kind of wince or felt, I don't know, it came through really strong. And we did it blind. Fabiana didn't know who she was, right? No one knew who they were. But it was really clear when everyone was revealed, like the dynamic, right? And so the powerful creator would be the resource, the one who is resourced. Okay. And then the obvious one who is not would be the victim one, which is Bridget, right? Us as food, like all that energy that is produced, fear and misery, that's food. That is food. And that would be us as victims, because if you're hosting parasitical energy, you are a victim of that. Everyone agree with that? I'm not saying you have to believe what I say. I'm just saying as a metaphor, or so as an archetype. That's what I'm saying, right? As an archetype. So then we have the future generations, which I feel is really important. All right. I feel because the future generations in the constellation we did were looking at the present reality, right? Which could be a simulation. Whatever is imprisoning us. Okay. I mean, you have to admit, like, we're constantly under authority. Like, we have a system where we have authority. Why are we not sovereign beings? Why don't we have our own sovereignty? Why don't we make our own decisions about our health, right? About traveling, basic things, about food that we eat. Why can't we have food that's not got poison in it, or water that's not poison, or air that's not poison? Why? Right? We as humans, we should have that right. But we're under authority. Okay? It's a system. And that whole system, why are we in this whole system? Even when you die, you have to go in front of an authority, the council. I'm just saying, I'm not saying whether it's good or bad. I'm just saying that system, right? We're in that construct, that programming as a construct. Why is it like that? Why does it have to be like that, right? There was a time when they didn't have police. In America, there was a time when they didn't have police. In England, actually, they didn't have police. They didn't have sheriffs. People sorted it out themselves, right? And they got through life. We're here because of our ancestors. They didn't, things were different, right? I'm just saying, where was I going with that? Okay. So coming back to, so really how I see this, what we're going to do is an empowered movement for the collective, right? Does everyone follow me? Does anyone want to say anything about what I said? Go ahead, Fabiana. I know you're sending me messages. I can't read and talk at the same time. Sorry.
No, I was saying that it's curious for me because the Vero and Eloisa have 2 boys. I also have 2 boys.
That's right.
That are now in their early 20s.
That's
and
right.
I mean, like 3 mothers of 2 boys, of boys. I don't know.
And
nobody has a girl.
no.
Yeah, I thought that called my attention.
Yeah, and look what's happening to the men. They're being completely demasculated. There's so in this book I'm writing, I go into fertility, and there's sperm donors, right? There's a guy that donated his sperm, and he has 1,000 children. 1,000 children. Imagine that. That's like Genghis Khan, right? To that magnitude. And then there's egg donors, right? And I just saw this video. It's of a press conference of this woman in Thailand, and she answered an ad. She thought she was going to be a surrogate mom. She went there and they kidnapped her, and she's basically in a group of a lot of women where their eggs are harvested. So they're forced to have their eggs harvested and take hormones every month, and the eggs are sold on the black market, right? Because there's a need for them. Why is there a need? Because of infertility. All right. It's happening. I mean, it's just going to get worse. It's going to get more and more till it's going to be very difficult to reproduce. Right. And on a constellation level, when you have sperm donors and you have egg donors, the family system is all fractured because where's the ancestors? They stand behind the sperm and they stand behind the egg. And typically the parents lie about the true parent. Typically they do. Not all the time, but they do. And what does that do to a family system? It creates havoc, because if you know constellation work, you know that missing people is a big deal, right? It's all about inclusion. It's all about inclusion. Go ahead, Fabiana.
No, I was saying that, yeah, what you just said, what is happening to the men, what is happening to the masculine, and I feel it like strongly represented here, although there is only one guy, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4 boys that are new generations, you know? So I think the masculine is very strongly represented in this meeting.
Yeah.
By the mothers.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I have the questions that come to me are like, where are the men? Where are the men, you know, in situations like, well, you know what, being sprayed on every day? Like, we're just being sprayed on every day. I mean, we are. Just look up. You see it. A lot of people don't believe it because they cannot fathom that. Cannot fathom that we're being sprayed on. We are. We're being poisoned every day. Just look up. You can see it. You know? Where are the men? Where are the men? There's a video of a woman who tracked down the pilot of one of those planes and confronted him and had it on. She was recording him and he didn't know. And he was pathetic. He was just basically doing it for the money. The job. It's just a job. Let's poison people every day, right? But where are the men? You know? And then you see all these addicts, or they're all lots and lots of young people addicted, and older people addicted to fentanyl, you know, porn, addicted to alcohol. I mean, that's, to me, that's where the men are. You know, I say that because I feel like the women do more, in a way, care more. I don't know, you know, and I'm not blaming men at all. I'm not blaming them. I'm just like, the men are here to protect. The men are here to protect, right? One of the things. Would you agree, Anderson?
Men are here to protect. I guess our parents had my dad. He was very different of me today as a dad, and I guess because Eloise and we talk more, and I try to deal more with my feelings. I guess is an evolution in this sense too. And I realized that as my daddy got older today, my dad, he speaks more of his feelings too. I guess it's just getting wise to be able to open up more. And I guess, yes, we have the role to protect, and I guess we have other roles too. I guess whatever yours is your dharma in this life, that's your role, no Sarah. And that's what I believe. Being man or woman.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, so that it comes down to the individual, not necessarily what sex you are, if you're male or female.
Exactly.
I mean, Anderson was also, I don't know, just the difference too in cultures, or maybe, you know, where you're born. Like Anderson was born in Brazil, raised in Brazil.
In a big family, a big Italian family, you know, so I have my grandparents with me, having all the love of them, you know, all the time. It was good times.
But also like a very macho culture.
Yeah, very macho culture from my granddad and my dad too. Yes, definitely.
So like a large family, but you are very much family oriented, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a breakdown of the family in in America and in England, and it started in the 70s when it went, you know, the Beatles went from the mop head, you know, like love, love me do, you know, to Lucy in the sky, you know, like taking LSD, promiscuous sex, the pill came out, you know, rights for women and all that. But what did that do? It broke down the family unit. That it's, you know, like now you have that woman who had sex with 1,000 men in
Exactly.
24 hours. I mean, and she's been like, she's in the Guinness Book of Records because 1,000 men stuck their penis in her in 24 hours. And you know what I mean? Like, what an achievement.
Like she was like in shock. Like you
I
put the
mean,
video of her.
but she
like,
did
it
it
was-
because I mean it's crazy, you know. She have all
Yeah,
the
but it's like in the news. That's what I'm saying. It's in the news.
Why did she do that? What was the purpose?
Well, look, you got to look at this. Like what you see in the news is what we've been programmed. We've been programmed that it's you know, it's like a competition. How many men can you screw? How many men can you get screwed by? Do you want that? Do you think that woman's gonna get a man that's gonna marry her? Would you want to, Anderson? Would you want to marry that woman? Oh, you wouldn't, right?
no.
You see what I'm saying? That's like not conducive to a family and having children and cultivating those children, having two parents to raise the children. I mean, how many came from a broken home? Vera, you didn't, right? Your mom and dad's still together. You did, Fabiana. Did you, Bridget? No, your mom and dad were still together. Okay, I came from a broken home. Yeah. Everyone in my family is generational. It's all broken. Yeah. But it was cultural. It's cultural, you know. And that's when it started happening when you know, and then you have the Beatles who are influencers in that way, you know, that. And then do you remember LSD? Who's the guy who said tune in something and drop out? Timothy Leary, right? He was a university guy. I know someone who knows him. I think he's dead now, but you know, his whole message was just take drugs, you know, and drop out, get really like cosmic and all this. Like, well, where are you protecting? Who are you protecting? Who are you advocating for? Who are you you know, do you see what I'm saying? Like they gave LSD out. They would give it out. The CIA would give it out. It's all documented. I'm not making this up. Right. But what I'm saying is it's like intentional. It's cultural. It's called cultural engineering. Okay. So what I want to do today, to instead of, so for the future generations, for the men, right, for the boys and for the women, you know, but for the men to, you know, not get addicted to porn. Addiction to porn is like, you know, it's offered to kids. Kids can have access to porn. They just get online, you get access to it. You know, it's a problem. It's a big problem. You know. Anyway, so do you think that we need a solve retrieval? um so so I've got a suggestion of how to do this. So why don't we stay in the roles? Yeah, go ahead, Eloisa. Yeah.
I just want to point out, I don't know if you want to do like a very brief, I mean, I've, you know, throughout my entire course with you, I would share things with Anderson, but he has never participated in a constellation.
I mean, I will try my best.
No, but just so you know, like how it works, you know,
Right.
the ins and
Okay.
outs.
Yeah. Okay. So Anderson, so this is what happens is we first of all we figure out what we're going to do, right? So I'd like to do a soul retrieval. I also thought about doing place of origin, because we did have home in it last time. And when we left off, it was like ICU, like home wasn't seen at all. Right. So I also feel like home is a resource. Right. When we're really connected to home, wherever that is, or whatever that is, right? Like, but I sort of feel, I think there was a general consensus that we're not really in home. Like this, the level of evil and difficulty and struggle. I mean, everything has to die for something else to live in our culture. I mean, you know, not necessarily in our culture, but in our reality, right? Like, it's that construct, you know. Why do things have to suffer? Why does something have to suffer in order for something else to survive, right? So maybe where we are really from, or our home, is not like that. Maybe it's not like that, you know. And maybe it's set up that because it produces more food. Okay. I'm not saying that's true. I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's just a theory or whatever, right? So why don't we start with that? Like, your sister was home, but I feel like I want to be home. And what I do is, like, everybody can just look at me. I'm not going to say anything, but just have contact with me, right? And so with Anderson, there's roles, right? So everybody has a role. I know you're an actor. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So you understand that. So the roles that people were in last time are going to continue. You're just going to drop back into that role. Okay. So we have the animal kingdom is Eloise, Vero's future generations, Fabiana is the powerful creators, which is the humans, right? Human. And then Bridget would be the disempowered humans, right? The victims, right? Do you agree? Does everyone agree with that follow? Yeah. Okay. And I feel like I want to hold the space of home. So with Anderson, there were some other roles that I wanted to include, and I made some notes, but I think the one, well, I had the perpetrators, and then I had the heart energy, because the thing is, humans have heart, right? Like for instance, in when there's a disaster, it's fellow humans that come and help. It's just instinctual in us. We help. It doesn't matter if you're a Trump person or Biden or Black, white, Asian. People instinctively will help in an emergency. It's just in us to do it, right? And whoever our oppressors are, right? You know, the ones who have no empathy. We see that in government. We see that, right? With psychopaths, they have no empathy. We have empathy. Humans have empathy. We have it. They, whoever they is, don't. But that gives us an advantage, because they don't understand that. They don't understand the heart, empathy, energy, right? Which is human. Okay. Because you know there's this drive to make us transhuman. You know that, right? Do you know, everyone know that? All this thing with Elon Musk, everyone like salivating over him. He wants to put chips in your head. He's been putting chips in monkeys and everything. He's got a company called Neuralink. You know, you think he's your friend? None of them are. None of them. None of them are your friends. They're not here to care about us. They're not. I truly believe that. I don't know. And it's pretty depressing, I know. But it's us that are going to do it. It's the powerful creator that we are who has the advantage of the heart. So I'm going to say, let's bring Anderson in. It's the heart energy. Would that be okay?
Wow.
Represent that.
Yeah.
Okay. So all you have to do, it's not acting. It's just really,
You-
once you've been given the role, so I've given you that role, okay? You just feel in your body. It's a somatic experience. And you just drop into your body and pay attention to how you feel and what is going on in your body. And then what do you notice? Okay. And then even though I'm going to hold the role of home, I'm going to fluctuate between Sarah as the facilitator, and I'm going to ask questions. How are you feeling? What do you notice? And then I go back into the role. And then I might say how I feel, but I just feel like I want to hold home as an anchor. And at the end, I'll tell you how I feel or what I notice. Is that okay if we do it like that? So everybody understands. So we're going to go around. I'm just going to go around how I see it on my screen, which I see Vera to the left. So I'm going to start with Vera, and then Bridget, and then Anderson, and then Eloisa, and then Fabiana, because that's just the way I see it. Okay. And so we just take a minute to drop in. So my role, I'm not going to try and figure out what home is or anything. I'm just going to hold that energy of home, like our real place of origin collectively as humans. Okay. So I'm just going to drop into that. So everybody get in the role. So all that means is just take a few breaths, drop in. And this is all about eye contact. All right. I know we're on screens, but when I go to Vera, so I'm not going to call you, I'm going to call you your roles. So when I go to future generations, I'm going to have you look in my eyes. Are you ready to do that? Okay. So just take a few breaths. Okay. How do you feel right now? You're unmuted, yeah? How do you feel when you look?
My stomach feels like it's just like nauseous, maybe like seasick.
Yeah, I feel that too. I feel my belly. It's interesting when we were dropping into that, the bells started ringing. The bells were tolling. I felt those really strongly. I heard them. But stay with it a little longer, okay? So I'm going to say to you, I see you. You seem so far away. Like through water. It's like I'm seeing you through water or something. It's kind of emotional, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel emotional too. Can you say I see you if you're ready?
I see you. You look different.
I really want to hug you. Like, so I'm just gonna imagine that I'm doing that, like hugging you tight. Yeah, I feel there's a lot of loss there. Like I feel a lot of loss and heartache. But it feels good, huh? The connection.
Yeah. I feel like a sense of pride to like see you,
Yeah.
like victory.
Yeah. Yeah. And that just strengthens me. Like I feel stronger. And there's a clarity that's happening too. Like it's because it's almost like you're coming closer into view. Yeah. Okay. Would it be all right to move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the victims, the humans as a victim, and then just look at me when you can. And I want to say, I see you, because I do. I see you really clearly. How does it feel when you hear that? Can you unmute?
It feels like validating to be seen.
How do you feel in your body? Try to stay with me. Try to look with me instead of going like that. Like, try to keep eye contact if you can.
My body feels very bound. Like my legs they feel rigid and tight and bound. Like I can't move an inch. I can't step. I can't take a step or even uncross my legs. They feel stuck.
Yeah. I see you like that. I see you as a kind of when chocolate melts and then it all goes into a block or something, you know, like
Yeah.
like crystallized in some kind of way. Like no form, like the form is gone. So it's interesting because I started feeling sorry for you, you know? I started to feel sorry for you. I'm like, no, like that's why I pulled back. Because that's what happens with victims, right? But it's not empowering, is it? Is it? Okay, good. Okay, we'll leave it there. Is that all right? Because I'm going to go to Anderson. So sorry, heart. So you're holding heart energy. Okay. So we're talking about like the human spirit, you know, what makes humans humans, human nature. So just as you look in my eyes as home, and and you know, if I'm an aspect of Earth, Earth is an acronym of her heart. Earth has the same letters as heart, which is interesting.
I feel calm,
Yeah.
and I feel a nice steadiness that I can feel my heart vibrating through my whole body. As my heart pumps, I can feel the pumps all over my body, very strong. Um, and a little bit of goosebumps too.
Yeah, I have goosebumps as well. Yeah. Do you feel a resonance here as you look at home?
Look at home, I can feel the calmness and the steadiness to be home and be present at home.
Yeah. So I'm going to say to you, I see you.
And I see you too.
I want to say like I see children or a child, you know, like it feels like you're the child aspect of me as home. You know, I'm not saying you're a little bitty person, a young person, but it's like if I was the mother, home is the mother, like, you know, like Mother Earth or whatever, that you would be the children in a way, like that love, that the love that a mother has for children. Like I feel that here.
And as you speak, I can feel kind of more strength in my heart pumping more. I don't know if it's correct what I'm saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's beautiful. Okay, I got goosebumps in my legs. Thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go to Animal Kingdom. The Animal Kingdom.
I feel very pulled away, still here, but almost like, you know, when you take those like the like a cone shape. And I just felt this like and like I'm looking through, but I feel far. It's like those weird lenses, you know, like those fisheye lenses. Um,
How do you feel in your body?
and I started to feel when the victim energy was speaking, I started, and I still feel a little bit, it feels lighter now, but my feet felt like they were 1,000 pounds, like just glued to the ground. Um, they don't feel so much like that now. I can move them, but earlier there was just something where it was just a feeling like I can't move my feet or my legs.
Try to stay with the eye contact just for a couple more minutes without saying anything. We'll just do eye contact. I want to say this to you, like, this is what comes, like, come home. Come home. I feel like I'm calling a dog or, you know, to come home now. Or cat, you know, when you call them back. Horse. Little critters. Come home now. I see you. How do you feel?
Still, I like I want to come home, and I still feel my vision is even a little blurry. I have my contacts in, but yeah, my vision feels blurry when I'm looking at you, and I'm hearing your voice and connecting with your voice, and I want to come home, and it feels blurry. Like I don't know if I know how to get there.
Well, in my mind, I see rolling hills. I see you eating grass. I kind of see you as cows and horses and like, but nourishing, being nourished. That I'm the giver in a way, you know.
My mouth just started salivating.
Yeah, that we're connected through that. Like me as the giver. To you. Yeah. Just try saying this, right? Like just try saying I take you, I take you, I take you. I take you.
I take you.
How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels light. Like I felt a little like bit of joy and a little lightness. Still a little blurry, less, like a tiny bit less blurry.
It's like in constellations when we take the mother, you know.
Yeah.
I say yes to you. You were the perfect home for me.
You're the perfect home for me.
I feel like it's a reciprocal relationship, you know, like I need you in a way. Like I feel like I do need you. I need you to come home. That's what I feel like I want to say. Like I need you to come home. Yeah, because I feel like you're kind of lost, right?
Yeah.
Feel like you lost your way and but I'm calling you back. And if I had a conch, you know, I'd blow in that. You know what conch is?
Yeah.
It's like a big shell.
In
I'd
Brazil,
blow that.
it's a horn. They use an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they called the cows and they
Yeah.
hunt. Yeah.
It's what I feel like I'm doing, sending out that call to you. I feel like it's a cellular call, like infiltrates your cells. It's not necessarily audio. So just feel if you can take that in. How do you feel now?
Tightness. I just felt like a little tightness here.
Yeah. Okay. I sort of feel I kind of know what's going on, but I don't want to say anything yet. I'm gonna go to the powerful creator now, okay? So powerful creators. What happens when you look here?
Well, I've been feeling kind of what everybody was feeling since the beginning. So I felt very, very sad with future generations. I felt very annoyed with victim. It's just like impatient and with one, I don't remember where I felt the peacefulness. And with the animal kingdom, I just wanted to embrace them. But during the whole process, I was feeling an energy towards my left side, even like a little, like an orb I saw for a second. That was weird. It's itchy. There's something happening on my left side, and I was looking at what I had, and this called my attention.
Family table.
Yeah. And it's on top of this.
What does it say?
It's a horse. I don't know what it says. It's symbols.
When you look here, how do you feel when you look at home?
Distant.
Yeah, I feel that too. Like if I feel like there's an intellectual energy, like that we're not connected here, but it's more intellectual.
Yeah.
Dry. Feels dry, yeah.
Yeah. Almost as if I don't even want to be there.
Yeah. So just try saying this to me home. Right? Say, I don't need you.
I don't need you.
Maybe you don't.
I feel like this is not my home. Like you are not my home. And I feel very annoyed to have to be related to you.
Okay. Okay. So slow down. So I am representing home, original home, or that is what I'm holding. And I'm not saying that you have to be receptive to that, because it's very interesting that you're saying that I'm not your home and you don't need me. But let me say this to you right now. I see you. I want to say, like, I see you, child. Like, I want to say that, but like, I feel you like
That feels good. That feels good.
Yeah, I feel like a rebellious kind of teenager, or like that you want to get as far away as possible from me.
Yes, I want.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to make you anything, but I see you, child. I see you, child.
I see you too.
How do you feel now?
Better. I felt like a pain on the left side. Something happening with the left side of my body, like in the heart.
Yeah.
But then when I said I see you too, it released. The pain released.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to come out of that role, right? So we're just going to pause the roles, like, so just come out of the role. But what I felt with animals is that they've been effed with, you know, I wanted to say F word, but they've been messed with, genetically engineered, you know, whatever, or bred so much or something where there's or it could be overly domesticated. I don't know, but there's something that's was confusing. And that's what I thought it was, that they've been altered. Let's say that. Through generations and generations and generations. And then what I saw was you eating the grass. I just saw it really idyllic sort of scene with the sun and the grass and just animals grazing. Yeah, so I saw that. And young ones, young animals too, because you know the other thing is with animals, they it's all you know, the breeding is done in petri dishes and things like that, right? Which is what's happening to humans. So anyone want to say anything before we move to the next bit? Yeah, go ahead.
When you were talking to powerful creator, I I just felt like a strong, like I became like a child, like feelings of a child, like when you're so sad and you're like confused, but you're feeling it and you're just like, it's like my head is going down and up. And then I felt like I was in a family dynamic here. And I felt like, is this like my mom? Like then home, are you my parent? Are you like, and so I started really feeling that like when they said they don't want to come home, I started feeling like when parents don't want to come home from work or they don't want to play with their kids, or like I started feeling that feeling that I have, that I, Vero, can like relate to. And oh, that like kind of like got me in here. When I would look at you, the more I looked at you, home, and less a future, like I felt better. I feel like all those things that you were saying, like the process, like helped to move through those feelings as like a child.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Go ahead.
For me, the home represented Earth, didn't represent original home. So I was completely disconnected
It can
from
be.
you.
It can be. It can be a version of Earth. You know.
Yeah, but when you told me I see you, and then the home changed.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that's beautiful because there's a recognition, because I do, like, in that role I did see you, right? Like, so I feel, so if we move, everyone good for another 10 minutes? I'm sorry, it's 11 o'clock. I just looked at 11:03. Good for 10 minutes. Yeah, because I feel like we can, I know where to go with this, because I do as home, like in the sense of original version of home, whether that's Earth, you know, a version of Earth. I feel that it is a version, the real version, not a copy, right? Or anyway, like, so I feel like I'm representing the biggest resource here, right? So the integration would be through home. Do you follow? Do you follow that? All right, so we can do, but I feel like there was a very, I feel like heart isn't it, I feel like heart and me are on the same team, because there wasn't any tension there. There wasn't any, it was very reciprocal and clean. It felt very clean. Do you agree?
I agree. I agree, sir.
Okay, so I feel like heart and home, which we're going to go, let's say earth, because it is the acronym of heart. All right. Would be like the resource part, because when we are part of earth, because we feed off her like the animals, right? It is a mother archetype. It is like a mother to everything. I mean, if earth wasn't here, we wouldn't be able to sustain, right? Okay, so if so imagine the heart is, we've now become one. No, it sounds weird, but we've become one. And now if you look at me as home and heart, all right, we'll just try that. And it was kind of happening with the animals, where it was starting to happen with the integration. All right. So this process is about integration, bringing together the fractured parts. Do you follow? Does that make sense? I know it's a bit abstract, but let's just try that. So if everybody kind of sees me and heart as kind of together, and look at home and look at heart, go from looking at home and then heart. So I want to say this to you, all of you, that you're safe with me. Do you believe that? Anyone not believe that? Honestly. Yeah. Okay. So I want to say it again. I want to say it to the victims, like you're safe with me. And I want to hug you. Would you let me hug you? Yeah. All right. So imagine I'm hugging you, giving you a big hug. And then you have heart there too, giving you a hug too. Just feel what's happening to your body, right? What's happening?
I just felt my breath. I just was able to take some really full, deep breaths. Like I wasn't holding and breathing shallow. So I guess I relaxed. Felt like I was able to relax.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it again, like you're safe with me. You're safe here. I'm gonna take care of you. Because I can. Do you believe that? Yeah. Good. So in your imagination, just like I feel like there's a lot of you, right? But like just imagine that you're merging or coming to Like if we were in person, we'd be coming together and hugging. But I feel like you would come to me. Do you feel that that's possible? We already did the hug, right? So we kind of did, but I feel like it's your movement because I feel like I'm just here. I feel like I'm just here. It's not about me moving to anybody. It's about you coming home. Come home. That's what I said to the animals. You belong here. So that's what I want to say. You belong here. How do you feel when I say that?
I just feel a sense of relief. And that what keeps happening are these deep, deep breaths.
Good.
Like, yeah, it's like I'm coming out of fight or flight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Going into the sympathetic nervous system. Yeah. Okay. So just allow that. Just allow that. Okay. I'm going to go to future generations. So I want to say you're safe with me. I'm going to protect you.
I
I
just
am.
want
I
to.
feel that. I am going to protect.
I feel it, and I feel like laughing, like a youthful laugh. And I feel like I want to climb on you, and there's a moment of like, can you hold me?
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
feel the yes. I feel the yes in my body, but I had to check.
Yeah. So my body's on fire. Like I'm on fire. I'm tingling and I feel so big, like so big and so like I get strength from you. You know understand? Like I get stronger when you come and you play and you wanna participate.
Yeah, I just want to like squeal and laugh and like this is like just really big.
Yeah. So I'm giving you a big wraparound hug.
Yeah, I'm like climbing all over you, like just tackling you and then checking to see how you are. And I can feel my palms like this feels like yeah, electricity on my arm, like on my palms and on my feet, on the soles of my feet, like
Yeah.
when I feel like that energy that
You're like feeding me electricity or something like that. And I feel like it's waking up the consciousness of it because I feel like there's a consciousness here. Remember in the first one, she was completely alienated. But I feel like it takes the participation and the touching and the connection.
yeah, it's helping my movement. I feel more like released,
Yeah.
less grief.
And then were you aware of heart as well?
Yeah, the heart smile was just so helpful when I was moving back in, like your strength and the tenderness in the face was really helping me move. That balance was not where I expected it to be, which was also really helpful in my step and securing my step and making me feel like I really trusted you when you say, "Do you believe me?" I said, "Yes." I made me feel like, yeah.
Great. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So I'm gonna move to animals, the animal kingdom. And how did you look at heart? I know it's
Yeah, I looked through the screen.
oh yeah, you can look through the screen, yeah.
I'm actually trying to look at him. I looked through the screen.
How are you feeling when you look at heart and home?
I started to feel very calm and very sleepy. Um, I just started to get this visual of like curling up, almost like a cat. Like I want to curl up and home and be held. Um, it feels
Yeah,
really,
so look at so try to stay here and I'm gonna say to you like you're home. your heart. I'm gonna protect you.
I believe it. Feels safe.
It's almost like I need your permission to protect you. Do you know what I mean? I need you to say yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Because when you do that, I get stronger, because there was a little bit of doubt in me, a tiny bit. And I said, I want to protect you, but I think that was because I need you to allow me to.
Yeah. And I want you to.
And so I want to say you're safe with me. You're safe with me. Do you feel that? I believe that when I say it to you.
And I believe it, hearing it. I feel safe.
Okay. And then with heart, what did you say about heart? When you look at heart,
Yeah, for me. I'm looking at you. I feel like this care, like a gentle touch, like I feel like home feels like that like warm embrace of like a mother, and the heart feels like that hand on the back, supporting that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how, because it's almost like heart could be the father role, right? Like in a way that you're describing it. Like
Yeah.
it,
It's like it feel like heart feels, yeah, supportive of home.
yeah, and it's like, it's in the human heart to love animals. I mean, human have an incredible capacity to love animals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels like, like that.
It's instinctual as well. Again, it's an instinctual human trait.
Yeah. It feels like that moment of like when you um just put both hands like on a horse, and you feel that peace and that calm and that care. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So yeah, just keep feeling that. And then I'm going to go to powerful creator. Powerful creator. Someone just came.
I'm still feeling very rebellious. I feel
We
that.
what?
I'm
Sorry.
still, I still feel the rebellion inside.
Elliot, did you say?
But but I feel also nostalgic with the child, the future generations. I feel like I was that one time, and with heart, I am surprised that he is intact.
He's intact.
Intact, that that's not broken, that he's intact and powerful and strong and still loving, that hasn't been tamed. And so I feel like I would like to enter inside the heart more than home. Home, I still like, I don't know about home and confused about where is this home. It's gonna be the home that hurt me so much, or which kind of home is this? I
So
still very,
yeah,
yeah.
so there's
And
not a lot of,
with victim, I feel a little bit like victim right now.
no, exactly. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at the victims. Look at the victims in their eye. What happens when you look there?
Like, I feel very sad.
Yeah, just say, I see you.
I see you.
Yeah. What happens to the victims when you hear that?
I'm I feel I think ashamed.
Yeah. Okay. Tell her, powerful creators, tell her I'm ashamed.
I'm ashamed.
No, don't be ashamed.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Do you believe her as the victim? You don't believe her?
It's not your fault.
Because if I'm supposed to be a powerful creator and I'm a victim, then I do feel it's my fault.
No, but you are a powerful creator. You have to listen.
Exactly. But because I'm a victim, then I'm not.
But right now, you could be shifting, like allow if there's a morphing thing happening. I'm just saying.
'Cause
Right?
I feel like if she doesn't believe me, I won't come back. I can't come back.
Exactly. So do you see the division here? There's a division here, right? But you're both from the same source in a way, right? You're both humans. Okay. Powerful creator knows that they're a powerful creator. But the victims have lost that connection, right?
I feel a lot of heat right now. I'm sweating.
Yeah, so good. So because this is an integration, this is because this is see, powerful creator is going to be way more complete with the victim energy, right? Like helping the victims shift the consciousness out of victim consciousness.
I feel like she needs to integrate. Then I can come home.
Exactly. That's what exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So what you say to what the powerful creator says to the victims is you say, you're safe with me. I'm going to take care of you. You're safe with me. You can come to me. Those, the same thing I'm saying. See if that what happens if you say those things. But you if you don't mean it, then you can't say it. All right. You have to say what feels right to you. Think of a wounded child. All right. And you're the adult, and the wounded child needs care and love and trust. And it has to trust you.
You can come back to me. I'm gonna take care of you. I was always there. I didn't abandon you. I was always there with you. You just couldn't listen.
What's your
Please.
response?
Please.
What's your response?
I still don't, it doesn't feel true. I still feel, yeah, it doesn't, I don't feel safe. It doesn't feel true or genuine.
Got it. Okay. So this is there's something missing here, and I know what it is. Does anyone know what it is? Do you want to say something, Eloisa?
No, I was getting a sense, a feeling that I don't know if it's missing heart.
Heart, yeah, but there's another piece that's missing. Is ancestors. Because we have the future generations, but we've forgotten the ancestors. So someone needs to be the ancestors. I guess I could be the ancestors. I move out. I'm home. Yeah, Eloisa, what? Unless you want to do that.
I mean, as the animal kingdom, I feel like I came home when I
Yeah,
came.
I feel you kind of feel complete, right?
Yeah, I feel complete. Like I feel like
Okay, why don't you be the ancestors?
Okay.
All right. So when we say the ancestors, we're going like way back. Like we're going bringing in the ancestors as a resource. So that means the ancestors that are able to support us. And if the ancestors stand behind the victims or the oppressed, right, and then the oppressed ones are looking at the powerful creator, right? So do you get that alignment? So the ancestors are now behind the oppressed ones, and the oppressed ones are looking at the powerful creator. How does that feel now to you?
To me,
Yeah.
I feel more safe and supported.
So now when you look at the powerful creators, how does it feel when you look at her?
Um, just looks like, or it feels like powerful creator is just there for me when I can step into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to move towards the powerful creator. Powerful creator. It's not going to work if the powerful creator comes to you, right? Is it?
No, I think it needs to, like, we both need to step towards each other.
Okay. So are you willing to do that as the powerful creator? As the,
Yeah. Yes.
so as you're doing that, I'm just going to go to ancestors. How do you feel?
feel love. I'm feeling just like this love and wanting to help pick up, and I'm just imagining my hands on victim's back as like supporting and almost like a parent, like you can do it, and nudging forward. Um,
Okay. So now we're going to put the future generations in front of the powerful creator, right? So you're in front, and then as home, I'm going to get in the back with the ancestors. And heart, where do you want to go? Where do you feel like you need to would stand?
I mean, I think as the heart, I would stand with home in the sense that the home is the creation energy for the heart that gives life to everything, and the trust and the faith, and the hope.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like standing always with home.
Okay, great. Okay, so then heart is with home, with the ancestors standing behind. I don't even want to call you victims anymore. It feels horrible every time I say that because it feels like I'm enforcing it. So I'm not even going to call you anything right now, but standing behind you,
powerful creation.
and you're with powerful creator, right? Looking at them.
Now are they
And then future generations is in front because this is the lineup. This is the sequence, yeah. And how do you feel, powerful creator?
I feel good now. I feel like complete, like the thing, like family table. I feel like family.
Yeah, great. And then what about you? I'm not going to say the V word, but like,
I feel more part of the whole. I don't feel like I'm excluded.
you feel that shame anymore?
No.
Oh, good. that's brilliant that you feel part of the whole, because that's the whole purpose of this, right? Is to bring the separated parts back together and resourced. So I feel like we can end it here. Everyone okay? Anyone want to say anything before we end? Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like tingling in my spine. Like, I don't know if you guys ever had acupuncture where they put it all along your spine. And I feel like I'm like holding a flag up, like leading. And the flag, like there's a song in Spanish called De Colores. It's about colors in a rainbow. And it speaks like from the perception of the child. And so that song is coming to mind. And I feel like a breath work practice is like happening within me. So thank you.
You sing the song.
Yeah. De colores se visten los niños en la primavera. Bring it. Look at what my son just brought. The book De Colores that has the song in here. Oh, Takotamatsu. Gratitude.
That's beautiful. Thank you. That's awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, Fabiana, go ahead.
One thing, I feel like and the V word, I feel like I'm still like hugging her, almost like breastfeeding, like in my chest, but almost like breastfeeding, like, you know, like perfect with that song. Holding like a child that has been had an injury, but when it's a baby that you just put it on the breast because that's how better they feel. That's what I think.
Yeah. Anyone else want to say anything?
No, I'll just add to that that like as ancestors and kind of just feeling this family thing too, I kind of feel like, you know, like a great grandmother or something that's like standing back and watching a family gathering. Like I feel like a pride.
Yeah, I love that. I love the family gathering. Yeah, I feel complete. I feel like everybody came home. I feel connected to heart. I feel like the song was so beautiful, and there's a future ahead. That's what I feel. The future looks good.
Yeah.
In this
And I just-
construct. Yeah.
Thank you guys for it was a great experience. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you, everybody. And I'll send you the link to the video, and you can share it with anyone you want or anything. That'd be great. If you feel like it will help anyone. I think it's very uplifting personally. And then see how you feel after, and I'll just check in with you on the WhatsApp group. All right. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Sorry we went over a bit, but
Thank you.
I think it's necessary. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.